there's a saying that goes, loud pipes save lives. Could be 2012 to be honest.
Nee?
Ja, dit is moeilijk, mijn benen.
Het jy jou kop gekap?
Ja,
Ja.
mijn benen is niet leuk. So I'm going on my first trip on a bike. Not technically my first, but the first one that's more than 5 kilometers. And this is the bad boy over there. This is a GS
F800.
GS F800. This is my this is my brother. he's going to be the pilot today. Okay, let's hear more about the bike. Okay, Rohan, tell us a bit about this bike.
It's a 2014 BMW GS F800. I bought it probably 2 years ago. It's got a new front tire, but they're both more road tires, like 80% road, 20% off-road. And yeah, it doesn't have a lot of Ks on riding a while. It's just like a commuter bike for me. One of the Cape Town riders like to go off-road with it on the dirt roads and stuff like that. I don't have any crash bars or anything fancy, it's just a few extras, but yeah, it goes quite nicely.
Okay, now when I sit on the bike, where do I hold on?
So
How do I get on, first of all?
yeah, so there's a bit of mixed thoughts about that. I prefer to get the passenger to just stand on the pegs, and I just stand in case the bike's at a weird angle. Sometimes it can fall over. Center stand's not really good for a passenger.
Yeah.
So I'll just hold, you jump on. I've got nice long legs, so I can just go straight
Okay.
over like that.
Nice.
A lot of the short riders can't do that, so they think you're crazy when you climb on, but I think the main thing is just after riding, the exhaust can be hot.
Yeah.
And I like to sometimes just hold onto the bike when you stop.
Yeah.
And you just jump off however you want. The box makes it a bit harder as well, because you can't go over with your foot.
Yeah, but it's easier if I put my foot onto this peg and then step over, right, as opposed to
Yeah, because then it's not as much to, you can sort of, almost like climbing on a horse, putting a foot in the stirrup, I guess.
Yeah, okay. And let's me quickly, I don't know much about bikes. Why does this one have an orange? Is it a cover on the front? What's happening?
Yeah, so you get a lot of mixed opinions. What a lot of the guys do is they get extra lights, which I want to get at some point.
Yeah.
But the cover is just to protect it from rocks and stuff. I don't ride at night, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just to protect the glass, because very often you get rocks and all sorts of stuff that come up. Very often people put crash bars on, and then they put LEDs on the sides, and you have looks like a triangle like that. Just to make the bike seem bigger. It's a bit safer that way.
Yeah.
Then another thing that guys like to do is they like to take off these. This is the stock exhaust, so they take that off and they put a Akrapovic or whatever aftermarket Leo Vince, I think is the other ones. There's a few different ones just to make it louder, and then it sounds like sounds a lot bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
Some people, there's a saying that goes, loud pipes save lives, but I guess it's an opinion. I haven't had any close calls yet, touch wood. I'm not planning on having any. I just try and stick to the speed limit and not ride too carelessly.
Okay.
A lot of the guys are quite, they like to go fast. My other bike
We're not going fast today.
No.
Not on my first trip.
No, my other bike is the off-road bike, the KTM sort of enduro bike. That bike, I would say, I ride alone, and it's a bit more of a hooligan's bike.
Okay.
But I would say I'm a civilized hooligan.
Okay, good.
So I don't think we'll have any issues.
And just tell me quickly, this light here, does it also kind of indicate to motorists that there's a bike behind you? Do you think it improves their kind of your visibility?
Yeah, I think for me, if I'm driving a car and I look in the background and I see an orange light, I see it straight away. It's just my opinion. I guess it really depends. Some people think you should have, some people say that you have just orange there and then white there. And a lot of this stuff is really expensive for what it is. This was reasonably cheap. Some of the other stuff you can get, and you spend 2,000 Rand just on like a bracket and a this and a that and all sorts of things. So you can spend a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd take it day by day. I thought let me just get used to the bike and see what I need, because people would say, oh, you get a bigger visor, and that could be nice if you're traveling long distance, because it gives you a bit more wind. It covers you with more wind deflection, you know.
Okay.
So you'll see if you do a long road with this standard screen, you'll have a lot. I think even with a bigger screen, there's a lot of bugs and a lot of stuff like that. But it is nice to have a bit more of a shelter if you on the highways doing long trips.
Okay, so I think just two more questions. So you can see two lights here. Is the one a high beam or what?
Yeah, one's a high beam and the other one's just a standard. So try to put that on.
Okay, that's high beam and then high beam off. Okay.
Yeah, so I normally, the brights honestly is not that bright, so you can drive with the brights on during the day, I reckon, and it's not like you're gonna blind other motorists. It's not that great. So that's why I say the adventure version, this is a standard one, the adventure version has a small clip there and it comes stock with two little spotlights, but apparently if you wanted to get them stock from BMW, like, I don't know, someone said to me it's like 4,000 Rand per LED.
Okay.
But I mean, you can get aftermarket ones that you just wire in. So if you look at all the GSs closely, you'll see all of them are slightly, each person has their own additions. This is also not stock, this Touratech thing, it's to protect your hands on things hitting it. And I bought the bike like that.
Okay.
And one thing in South Africa is, you see there's no BMW logo.
Yeah.
You see on the other side there is. Now someone would say, oh, well, it must have fallen off. It's like, no, I went to the shop, I came back and it was gone. So someone stole it. I don't want to buy an original logo, would be 1,000 Rand, which is maybe, what's that, like 50 euros?
Yeah.
The guys don't want to pay that, so they just steal it of other cars.
Jeez.
So I just said I'm not going to buy another one. Maybe I can get a sticker later, but I don't really bother me.
You can have a fake one made.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to show that.
Yeah, so you see it's 2014. So it's not could be 2012 to be honest. I might be mistaken. I always get confused between this and my car. I think this is actually a 2012 model. But this is a very basic instrument cluster. The only more advanced things you've got is I can see how far to the fuel station. I can see my liters per 100. I can see my average speed. There's my liters per 100, and you can.
We can see it.
Yeah, you've got a trip counter as well. This is standard stuff, and you also have a timer. I don't know what you're going to be timing. This is not like a race bike.
Yeah.
But you have your trip timers and. It's just the standard stuff you'd expect, but it doesn't have anything fancy like some of the newer bikes. Some of the newer bikes might have traction, mappings. This does have traction control, I think. No, I could be wrong, but it definitely has ABS.
Yeah.
So you can turn that off if you wanted to.
Yeah.
The reason you'd want to turn that off is if you're going on the dirt road, or you're going. Sometimes the ABS, you don't really want that because the electronics mess around. Like if I go over a speed bump with this bike, one thing it does is I feel the back brake going like that.
Yeah.
If it wobbles, then it kind of like it puts you off, because I'm used to the bumps on the dirt bikes.
Yeah.
So some people prefer putting it off. Again, it's a matter of opinion. Apart from that, this is just a general charging port, but you do get a little thing to put it in there, and you can charge your whatever electronics you have on your bike.
Okay.
So if you put a permanent GPS or something like that, it's nice. Some people do their phones, but I just have a battery bank for a phone. And then one aftermarket thing here is an Optimate charging cable. So some people use that. You just put your charger in there and you just keep your main battery charged. I personally just use the bike, and if I know it's going to stand long, I'll just disconnect the battery, and I've never had an issue. So, and my batteries have lasted at least 5 years, so I've been lucky with that. I don't always wonder whether this is actually necessary, to be honest. Yeah, apart from that, one irritating thing with the bike is you need to indicate left, and you need to indicate left, you need to indicate right, and then once you've done your turn, you need to cancel the indicator. So if you in a car, you indicate, you turn, and then when you obviously if you go the opposite way, it goes off. Maybe some of the newer bikes are a bit fancier that have stuff like that, but this one doesn't. So you get once you get into the habit, it's fine. Yeah, I mean the last thing just with this, I guess, is just the grip heaters. So
okay.
on a cold morning, you can put that on, and it warms up the grips for you. I think in South Africa, I mean, in a Cape Town morning, it's sort of nice, but you know, it's not a deal breaker for me. I wouldn't buy or not buy a bike based on that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have winter and summer gloves. Hard to explain, I guess, if you don't ride, but you'll see with the jacket that you've got, it's one from it's an Italian jacket, the Dainese one. This one has a lot of vents, and it has an inner. So if it's winter, you put the inner on. You don't. It's Gore-Tex, so you don't sweat. It's like it's weird. It's breathable, but you feel warm in it. So a lot of the gear is very good with that. You like it just works very well. Some of the cheaper gear might not have as many little bells and whistles, but a lot of the 60/60 drivers, checkers, they just use Pick and Pay jeans and a shirt, and I've even seen some guys with like tackies and short pants. And I sometimes wonder if they've ever been in an accident or they just don't care. But to me, that's a bit risky. It's not going to be nice if you fall. You're going to get proper scars and raceties and whatever.
Okay. Well, I hope today we're not going to be going all the way to there, maybe somewhere in this region. No. But yeah, so driver, take me to CHAPMAN'S Peak. Let's go. That's Hart Bay of Hout Bay.
Oh, how was that?
No, it was a lot of fun. It was less scary than I thought, except for the first spot, silver mines.
Ou Kaapse Weg.
Ou Kaapse Weg. When we went up there were a lot of bends. That was pretty scary.
So it is 80 is like the speed limit, right?
Yeah, I think so. So after you go about faster than 60 kilometers an hour, then you can start feeling the wind and everything. But also because when you're sitting behind, you you can't really see, you looking a lot into the helmet in front, so you kind of have to try and peek around the side and look to the side, so that makes it, yeah, I think then it kind of makes you less worried. But no, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot different with a bike because you've got a lot more kind of room to move around or whatever, and you can feel the bends more obviously because you're leaning a little bit into the side. So yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Then how does it feel in the road, like the sounds, noises versus a car?
Yeah, of course you can hear it more, and you can hear the bike as well quite a bit. Yeah, but I guess it's a lot more live than in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different also if you're riding the bike. So that's probably the next
step. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun if you're the driver for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the in Hout Bay, the traffic? A bit more. How do you feel in the traffic on a bike compared to a car? A bit more exposed?
Yeah, I think so. You've got to concentrate a lot more, of course, and sometimes you were going on the inside, sometimes on the outside, yeah, for different reasons. But the roads are quite narrow, and there's a lot of traffic, so I was a bit nervous if you can actually fit through on the sides. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the parts, you just have to be patient, but I think a lot of the guys get impatient and they try and overtake at random areas. The problem is also if you don't know the road, you don't know where the interchanges are, where there's a lot of traffic going left or right. So that's another thing. I sort of know where they are on that road. I guess if you don't know, if you're just cruising along at 60, you're not expecting a car to come out in front of you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I think it's important to know that. But yeah, so I think when the space is available, you can take it. You're already saving quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be patient on a bike.
Yeah. So the wind speed, I'd say we didn't go on the highway, but if we did, I would say it's a similar speed. There was a lot of wind up Ou Kaapse Weg.
Yeah.
I would say it's about, let's say there wasn't wind, that's how it would be at about 100 k's an hour, 120 or something like that.
Okay, so the wind was also...
It was pumping.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of used to what it feels like. So it was windy all the way through Constantia up Ou Kaapse Weg.
Yeah.
And then coming back, you notice didn't feel that windy.
No.
It's probably because the wind was on our back, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ja, lekker.
And you don't know about that in the car, so.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, lekker. Thank you.